Hey y'all. Oh Lord, it started over. I'm finna put my hood on. I'm finna be sexy. I'm finna act like I got a lot of money. Get my medicine bottle. Avery, come here.
Avery, your mama calling you.
Avery, turn this fan on. And then look in there. It's gonna be a solid black tube. I need to put some lip gloss on my lip. It's a solid black. Look like lipstick, but it's clear. Right there, it's black. This is an infirmity, but it's gonna have to loose me.
This?
Something is trying to take over me. Is it clear? Let's see. Yeah. Let me rub some on my lips.
Can I rub some on my
No. I'm sick.
Then my lipstick.
Just.
No. Take that off your lips, it's mine. Take that off your lips, it's mine.
Don't eat no more. Your tummy gonna hurt.
No, my tummy.
I said no more tonight now.
Yeah.
No. I'll hold on to this. My lips might dry out. Shut the door.
What door?
Bathroom door.
Yeah.
Don't. I gotta take this off. I'm having a hot flash. Y'all, please come on. This is an emergency broadcast system. And what you about to witness is real. And I'm tired. Now, I want to give enough people time to come on here. I'm going to apologize in advance. You're not supposed to do that. But the reason why I want to do it is because this is nice. It comes from China. But it's lip balm. And it comes from China. I can't, it's Chinese on there. Another product in the United States is Chinese. Can you read that say? That say shingle shine, chicken chain, and hang a bomb, lip bomb, stingle dong, bang, 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 bang. Get in here. Then Kelvin, keep up with my count. Shut up, Willie, because I'm mad. Willie, you know what? Carry my way with Willie J. Just gone. You quit talking to me. You's an ESD. If I tell these folks what you laid on me today, I ought to show my tail. How can you do that to me? I don't know. Yes or no? No, yes or no? I don't know. I can't help it. I want to tell them I can't help it, what you did to me. You didn't have to do that to me. You could have kept that a secret. A secret. Tuskegee Airman. Should I tell it? Yes, no, yes. Yeah, no. Hey, Mother Ruth Barrow. I'm okay. I'm having a lot of problems. I can't taste. Everything tastes funny. I just depend on water and ginger ale. So if y'all see me snatched and I start looking skinny, my bunkum ain't gonna go nowhere. It will narrow in, but I got a gluteus maximus. That's what got Eddie. Did I get to do Freestyle Friday? I didn't even get to laugh or have fun. Avery, come set me up. I need my hands free. Hey. She gets so sick of me. Sure, no, yes, no. I don't have to ask you, Willie. Is anybody watching me? No, I ain't got my time for Mary J. Blige. Give me my computer. Mary, I love Mary, but Mary is not an important right now. I'll watch her on Power. Come over here and give me this pillow on this other side. Hey, I need y'all to drop your location. I need y'all to tell me where y'all from.
Mommy.
I need to know. I need to rep your time. I'm not announcing nothing, you scandalous skank. That's what my dad used to call people. You old. Really. It's still time if you invite me. I got Hoover, Alabama. I got Orlando, Florida. I got Tennessee. I need you to stay, Dr. Judy Allen. I don't know why you let this happen. Waycross, Georgia. Texas. I need y'all to stay. Y'all, no. San Diego, please hang around. Baltimore, I need my keep it gangster ball to keep it gangster. I need my cousins up there. New Orleans, I need you to hang around. I want to thank you for your contributing toward things. Thank you so much, DeVito Robinson. Thank you, Richard Whitehead. Thank you from St. Louis. It seems like keep the numbers going. How many people on here in Kentucky, Miss Peggy? Miss Peggy, please don't leave. Please, whatever you do, don't get mad at me. It's something. Ooh, Joy, I hadn't seen you in a long time. I call you my cousin because that's my mama's maiden name. Please hang around Cleveland. Louisiana, I need you. North Carolina, without Willie, I need you. Fontina. Oh, all my Georgia people. In Tennessee. Y'all try to make me and Joy fall out. Me and Joy been together a long time. High Point, that's why I used to get my wholesale furniture. Keep it wholesale. I like my High Point, but I'm not into the furniture stuff. Well, I ain't gonna say ain't going back. I want to talk to y'all. And I don't want this to be called I told you so. But we finna talk tonight. I've waited all day long. And I just got off with my head, Deacon Calvin. He gave me permission. Mother Lady J, Mother Joyce Anderson, Jern Hiram in the house. And Riverdale in the house. North Carolina in the house. Wisconsin in the house. Put a little Ohio in the house. Mix it with New Jersey in the house. Florida is in the house. Warner Robins in the house. Cleveland and Cincinnati in the house. Everybody doing their own thing. We are rolling. Okay? West Virginia in the house. Chattanooga, that's my second home, in the house. New York City in the house. New Haven in the house. Okay, South Carolina in the house, and Bolton. And the one that's not a state is in the house. That's Washington, D.C. Come on. Taxation, but no representation. They shouldn't be paying what they paying. Washington, D.C. is another state that is extremely high to live in. And they're not a state. They're taxed like a state. So they have taxation, but they don't have no representation. All right, Arizona and Michigan. Oh, I love Michigan is in the house. Atlanta in the house. Nebraska in the house. Y'all ready for me to get started? D.C. What did 47 do now? Why did you add California in the house? Well, I'll tell you what he did. Y'all let me know. Have I made it to 300 yet? It's going to go up. I should have hashtagged some stuff. But y'all can. Please, if you say that you love the United States of America and to the republic for which it do stand, JJ, we in trouble. And you black men and you Mexican that voted, this is for you. I miss men that used to look out for their own. I got a couple of stories to tell you about. a two-handed coin that eventually is going to come together. Nurturing. And what you think the other one is? Nurturing and nature. Nurturing and nature. Okay? And so, all right, I'm going to go and get started. Because, do y'all want me to go ahead and get the Black History moment out the way first? Before everybody leaves? Do y'all want me to get the Black History moment out? Anybody from Louisiana, the great state of Louisiana? Anybody from Louisiana? And then by the way of Louisiana, and we're going to give Mississippi a little credit. Anybody? Y'all want me to go and get the Black History moment out the way? Tonight's spotlight is the state of Louisiana. You know, we highlight where stuff started. Like, y'all can highlight Atlanta for the Civil Rights Movement. We've highlighted different states. We just recently discussed the Methodist Church. So I want to talk about the great state of Louisiana. And we know that Louisiana was settled by the French. That's why all of us have counties and they have parishes. It's the only state that I know of that the dialect of the language and the tongue changes. Because they speak Creole. And it's almost like they have their own broken English. So whether you're from New Orleans, Baton Rouge, or any other ones, this one is for you. One thing about it, the South was hurt real bad after slavery was over, began Jim Crow. And there was nobody that was going to help us during this time. In the early 60s, 1960s, and stuff was just, it was horrible. You know, our houses and churches were being burnt down. And some people were forced to still live in very poor conditions because we didn't have, which was been taken away by us. Just now. The equal opportunity employer. Y'all did that. Thank you. That's why Target is doing the DEI. And Target is releasing all LGBTQ products, black people, people of color. Our stuff can no longer be sold in Target. Thank you for that, black man. The next thing, it's hard enough to get our products in the store. So I'm going to try to focus for just a moment. Because Trump just messed that up. But I'm going to stay focused on this before I get into the orange. So, basically, due to being still mistreated, due to being pulled over, beat, thrown in jail, and all that, there was a group of men that got tired. They had been in the military, and they got tired of seeing, oh yeah, Tabitha Brown just did a video. They're no longer going to sell products that belong to ethnic people and LGBTQ. They've pulled the plug on it. They're pulling this stuff. Tabitha still had about a year left on her contract. So, let me finish this. You didn't know that? You didn't know? Let me just do Black History last. Orange has called to pull the video of the Tuskegee men. He no longer wants that video out. Because you know they did an experiment on the men, the Tuskegee Airmen. And we know they gave the men syphilis. Well, now he has called to remove the video. So you won't be able to see that anymore. Right. When Michelle Obama said, he said black jobs, she needs her own her stuff. She don't. No, it's not just her though. She's just one person. No, she don't. But it's the simple fact. How can you put us under a diversified category? We're not a group of people. We are human. You do not put us with LGBTQ. We are just like white people. We are a race. We're not a group of people. We are a human race. You cannot put us in a category like that. And so now you're going to pull everything and you got us under a diversified group. Can somebody tell me what the DEI stand for? Can you look it up for me? And so now you messing with our history. You know, we knew it was going to come because basically we wanted all those statues. But this is dealing with civil rights. And this is dealing with chiseling. You know what they say? How do you eat an elephant? You chisel on it. And he's chiseling. He's chiseling. He's trying to open up stuff and they're trying to cover up stuff. Opening up the records for Robert Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King. Now Target has said, it doesn't matter if we have copies. The versatility, we shouldn't be in that. They're removing it. So there's no equal opportunity. We need copies of all the, and it's sad, you're right, we do. We should not be a part of that. No, I don't know what he has. I know what he said prior to and earlier.
You forgot to lock the car? Go lock it.
Listen, you can sleep if you want to, but I've been telling y'all. And now it's happening. Not day 10, not day 20. Within the first 5 days, he already messing up our stuff. Tabitha wants people to remain going and buying her stuff so that it can remain on the shelf till her contract is over. But I don't know about you all. My question is, the first store, Target, is the first one to pull our stuff off the shelf. Why? You've been selling LGBTQ stuff and you didn't ask the church. You never asked the church, Target. Why now? Who's promised your sales? Who's promised you if you remove us out the equation that your business is going to stay afloat? Who's going to pay for you to stay afloat? We already knew that they started bricks. Somebody tell me how many people I got on here. We already knew bricks was started to lower our dollar, to mess with the economy of America. I told you that with Sheen and Temu. And now TikTok messed around and let this TikTok store go crazy. More people gonna come because people need to hear it. This man was told, some of these people you released, of this 136 people, have hurt our own police officers, held stun guns to their hand. And he said, well, there's a lot of people that should be in jail that's murderers, that's not. I told y'all 4 years ago, we the only race that will not keep our money in our own community. Jewish people keep theirs in their community longer than any other race. Not us, y'all. Not us, y'all. I don't know what that means, because according to your picture, you're a person of color. So I'm not quite understanding Felicia Jones. Not us, y'all. Baby, don't fool yourself. Let me tell y'all a story. A true story. See, it's an experiment going on. And I told you, once we lose middle class, we're going to be a third world country. Our pushback going to be amazing. But before I can tell you this story, let me give you some black history. So you'll understand, if we get our men back, they're our soldiers. Well, down in Louisiana, there was a group of men that got tired of seeing them burn our churches down, treat us any kind of way, beat on us, throw us in jail. They stood up and they formed a group, and they called themselves the Deacons of Defense and Justice. And they stood up against the Ku Klux Klan. And they were strong, and they grew, and they spread. And they meant that they were going to have their own form of government and policing during this Jim Crow area time, where people were still being hung from trees and mistreated. The word got around, and they did such a great job standing up. Many times the deacons, they're not written on or discussed. But here recently, back in 2023, they put up a monument of defenses, the Deacons for Defense and Justice. And that was one of them that remained. Now, it started in Louisiana, but it spread it out through Mississippi. They were just a group of military people, and they used guns. Baby, they grew. They were amazing, and they meant that they were going to protect their territory, their women and their children, and they did just that. There were so many things that happened. The organization practiced self-defense methods in the face of racist oppression that was carried out under the Jim Crow laws and the local state governments. We got to get our people back in order, our men. When we realize what's about to take place, I told y'all this 4 years ago. I told y'all this last year. You will not see another oppression. You're going to see a great depression. It's time for history to repeat itself. We've already went through a pandemic. So now it's time for us to go through the Great Depression. When banks are going to close. When people have more of their money overseas than here. Like the Rothschilds. You know, worth $20 trillion. But they were smart enough to put their money mostly over there in the British government. And they doing a lot. So, when we realize what's taking place, you can look at this as two ways. You can say nurture and nature. To nurture something is to take it out of its environment and put it somewhere else and see if you can do something better with it. Let me see what somebody just said to me. Hold on. President Trump just did this today, dealing with the Tuskegee men. Nature tells us you can remove me and nurture me in a different environment, but what's in me is going to come out. So let me tell y'all, this. If a Great Depression comes, it wouldn't matter to me. I can live poor. I never stopped living the way I grew up living. I can live lower than what I'm living now and survive. But they ain't going to be able to do it. They meaning it for bad. But God going to turn it around for our good. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. When this Great Depression take place, they don't know how to live. They don't know how to live off of sardines. They don't know how to hang clothes on the clothesline. A lot of them don't know how to survive. A lot of them can't get used to a regular bathroom with your shower in your tub. They ain't going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to come work for us. I told y'all 4 years ago that we're going to be big places shut down, and we're going to walk in and we're going to inhabit it. I told y'all there are going to be bakeries, there are going to be stores, everything going to be left like it's the rapture. And we're going to come in and we're going to possess it. So we're going to sit back, relax, put on our headgear, and we're going to get ready for a trip through the atmosphere. When it's all over, if we be obedient, there's a few things we got to do. We got to come back to God. The church is you. You got to start talking to him and praying. Just talk to him. You don't have to have a grand entry. Just talk. The next thing is, when you look at what I told y'all, I sat out there in that orange chair, it's taking place. This type of behavior can form a war. I told you. I'm finna tell you a story. It's a true story, and it's happening right now as we speak. There's a black man in Atlanta, Georgia. And before he went blind, he decided to study the Bible and memorize the scriptures because he knew he was losing his sight. He lost his vision. But God let him start a church called Church 128 something. What is it? What is it? Matthews chapter 12. I can't get it right now. It's Church 1281 or 128 something in Atlanta, Georgia. And he's using a school. And the church is growing. Now, the sheriff is picking at him. The people in the community. Why? Because before one service is out, the church 2819, and that comes from Matthews 28:19. And the young man got so many young people in church that he's using the schoolhouse. Now the zoning is trying to say it's unsafe for him to have that many people. Now, how can you have a school that hold that many people and you can't have 3 services? Now the neighbors are complaining about the cars that's lined up. Now they telling him, you're going to have to figure it out. The cars can't be on the road. And so he could not preach last Sunday because he can't see. He operates under the Holy Ghost, and he was so upset and had been crying, it cluttered his mind. And he had to tell them, I promise you, he have kids driving from out of state just to come. He is reaching the masses. He said he don't know what to do. Now, I'm not saying this man don't take up an offering, but it sounds like to me, he's not winning them through money. He's probably doing just enough for them to rent the place that he has. Our children, trying to pull them off the street, trying to give them structure, trying to teach them about a better life, and they're up there bothering that man. They're coming up with reasons to cite him, to stop them, because his church is growing. It's outgrowing everybody's. And he's trying to live what he preached. All right? And we don't fight. We don't have a civil rights people no more. We didn't have nobody stuff. It's like the church. I'm a mother now. You a mother. We don't have no middle class. We don't have no young people that's running the church and we can fold our hands and say, I remember. We got to come back. When the saints get on one accord and begin to bless the Lord. So let me tell you, I'm not done. It has gotten so bad that the news has had to come out. People are putting it up on TikTok. This man is not doing nothing but preaching the word of God. And he's using and written out of school. And he's trying to do it. He's got people in line waiting for one service to get out. So now, safety and the fire department has come and said, if you have anybody in the hallways in this building waiting to get in, then it's more than the building can handle. Now, it's a school, y'all. So now the people got to stand out in the rain, find places to park their car. A black man who took the time to study the Bible and memorize it and read it and know where he's going. Somebody opens it up and God gives him what to say. All right? Now, I'm going to tell you a true story. Perhaps some of y'all have heard about this. It's an old story, but it's a true story. I'm going to teach about it in Bible study. I'm going to teach about nurturing and nature. There were 3 brothers that didn't know they were brothers. They were identical. They were triplets. And the mama gave them up for adoption at one time. Well, this place in New York City decided, I won't name it, you can look up the documentary, to separate them by experiment. So they took one of the boys and put them with a rich family. They put one with a white-collar family. And they put one with a poor family. Middle class, you know, and then the other one poor. To see if they could survive and how different they would be. The mother did not know it. I'm rushing this story. What happened is that one boy went off to college. 19 years. When he walked on a college campus, people was hollering his name. Hey, Eddie. He didn't know the people. He kept saying, why are these folks calling me Eddie? I don't know these people. Finally, one of the people said, Eddie, yes, you do. So Eddie's best friend came in, and he stopped. And the best friends knew that Eddie wasn't coming back that semester. And he said, the best friend said, he looked at the guy and said, were you adopted? And the boy said, yes. And the best friend said, when is your birthday? And the boy said, July the 12th. So he said, you got to come with me. He says, you got an identical brother named Eddie. So he called his best friend. And he said, you ain't going to believe this, but I think you are a twin. They got in a car and drove 2 hours to Eddie's house. And when they saw each other, it was unreal. And I mean, y'all, they look alike. So the newspaper got wind of it, ran an article. One day this lady was sitting there at the table, and she was like, what's your son doing in the paper? Her friend called. The lady opened it up. It was 2. And she read, and she was like, hold up. So she reached out, and she told the newspaper, there's a 3rd one, because I got one. And when they went and found her, they got the twin boys and took them up there. And sure enough, that was the 3rd brother. All 3 of them look alike. The name of the documentary is The 3 Identical Sons. One was rich, one was middle class, and one was poor. They searched for their mama to find out that the mama said it wasn't no love story. She got pregnant on prom night. And the mama had a mental problem, and so did their dad. The one that was raised poor couldn't deal with life and life's problems. And he killed himself when he got up in age. It's a documentary. They were on Phil Donahue. It was in the newspapers. And they decided to do an experiment called nurture versus nature. Nurture is when you take and you put something, an animal, we are animalistic, you and I, in a different environment and see if we can survive. And if we will remain the same, even though we live differently. In other words, if you take me and put me with a rich person, my sister with a middle class person, and then my other sister with somebody poor, will we be the same? Here's the thing. Systematically, you can say there were differences because one didn't need to depend or want for anything. Some things were taught to him, like eating at the dinner table with the family. But there was something deep down in him that knew that he was different, because all of them had that same trait from the mother that was running through them. All of them had bouts with depression and oppression. They had to deal with that. Regardless, no money. No, they weren't the same. They were the same. They were the same in nature. Thank you, Carolyn. I watched it, Caroline. They were the same in nature. Meaning they had to battle their mother and father's mental problem. Two of them did well. They lived better than he did. They had other things. So therefore, the experiment was not documented. The facility, the adoption place that did this, chose not to write it down nor continue it, and acted as though that they did not do it. Two of the brothers spent 2 days at the library going through adoption records to find out who their biological mother was. Here's the catch to it. She said they were not the same. They were. And as a matter of fact, this is what was crazy. They lived 45 minutes from each other. 45. And the twin that went to the school, they were. The documentary is called 3 Identical Strangers. Thank you. 3 Identical Strangers. All right. And when they went to the school, what did you say? Man, you and Joseph down at the story of Joseph by his brothers and me taken away. When he said, when he chose to go to that school, he said, but here's the thing, they had so much in common to be raised different. He said they liked the same type of girls. They liked the same type of cigarettes. They chose the same college. One went a year prior to the other one. When the lady said they were nothing alike, she has not watched the full documentary. They are the 2 brothers that remain. They're telling the story. They also show the videos. It's all documented. It's a documentary. And as a matter of fact, you know, what's his name? He's funny. The funny guy. They're getting ready to make a movie about this. Well, I'm trying to get over it, Judy. I've been very, very sick. I don't even have taste buds. I can't taste nothing. And when I do, it tastes like, I don't know, it's got a weird taste. Almost like it's minty, but I don't know what it is. So I cannot think of Ben Affleck. Ben he's gonna not being Affleck. Y'all know the guy. He's funny. He played him. His daddy was a comedian too. But anyway, I can't think of his name. It'll come to me. He's gonna play in the movie. This stuff won't let me go. It's an infirmity. This is a demon. This is a spirit. But it's gonna get up out of me. Adam Sanders. Thank you so much. He's supposed to be playing him, or it's the other funny dude. Either one. I think it's Adam that is supposed to be playing all three of them. And so the long and the short was the brother opened up a restaurant. They had gave him a job trying to help him sustain himself. One brother bought a house for them to live right across the street. Yeah, it tastes like that methodically. Yeah, it's horrible. I couldn't eat anything. Kelby brought me some oxtails. I ate like one oxtail and put it up. I put it in the refrigerator because she spent $30 on that. And this Ben Stiller. That's who's going to play it. Thank you, Paula. Paula Ritter. Ben Stiller is who I was thinking because his daddy and his mama were used to be actors and actresses. But Ben Stiller is going to play all of them. But Adam Sanders could have played all three of them. He really could. Ben Stiller is going to be the one. And the reason why I'm talking about this is that because people are experimenting with us right now. 45, 47 is experimenting. Nurture versus nature. And the nurturing of it is you can give a child everything. But the nature of it is, it don't matter who they adopted out to. They can have some of that mother and father in them. I don't know why y'all don't believe that. The experiment failed. But God made a way for them to come together. And the mother she couldn't do nothing for them. But she was a teenager that just so happened to have a little hanky on prom. And that was the end of it. And we are experiencing some serious stuff that's going to affect everybody. It's not just going to affect. It's affect if you are in a category of middle class. We are finna go through something. I'm not talking about just black people. Every race that's middle class. We are about to go through. I'm so glad I know how to live real low. I'm so glad I know how to wash my drawers out. I'm so glad I know how to hang my clothes on a clothesline. I'm so glad that I can eat pinto beans cornbread with a little white onion and I don't have to have no meat. I'm so glad. I am so glad that I know that God is going to be my anchor and my supporter and my sustainer. I said this over and over. Yeah, I don't care because I'm an adoptive mother. And I can tell you right now, I see things just like Gwina and Avery. And she don't even be around her. I see it. It ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I see it. I see it. And these young boys, they had to tell their story. And they reached out to the people that the adoption agency, and they lied. And it was proven that they deliberately separated those triplets. It wasn't because it was easier to find a home if you separate them. They did it under an experiment. And that's what's going on right now. We're being experimented with. They're trying to undo history. And you know what? I knew stuff was going to happen. I told y'all. Y'all got mad at me when I said they should have left them Confederate statues alone. I don't care about no statues. It's the part of our history. I told y'all, we messing up history. You can't undo it. You might as well tell it. They should. Now they finna start messing with our stuff. Now they finna start messing. They already done went to Tuskegee. Now they trying to block out the civil rights movement. Now they trying to mess with the documents, pulling records for who? The Kennedys and Martin Luther King. Now you trying to mess, you chiseling after the civil rights. Now you trying to take the equal opportunity employer away. So that tell me that Target is really racist. Allegedly. Because the first people you move out your DEA, your versatility, your little versatile stuff, is black people, people of color, and LGBTQ. You ain't real. I won't go to Target. You too high anyway. You not Walmart. But I won't go. Because I'd rather open up a mini store. I'd rather give it to Dollar General. Blow it up. They already got Dollar General grocery stores. You can already eat cheaper in the Dollar Plus store. I don't care if you're a lesbian. Listen, that's wrong. You don't act like you for no group of people. And you turn around and you remove all your stuff out because you get a new president that's talking hate. He ain't doing this against LGBTQ because he's concerned. That's racism. There's 3 people when I grew up that they said that the Ku Klux hated more than anything. And they called them ends, specs, and fags. That ain't right. That ain't right. Why would you start pulling your stuff off the shelves? Why did you do that? Day number 5 in, you sending messages that you think you gonna make America great again. But you finna start a race war. You about ready to start the war of Armageddon. You about to realize ain't nobody finna sit around. Oh, it happened today, Rachel. It happened yesterday. He doing away with Black History Month and Martin Luther King Day. He doing away with Juneteenth. Tabitha Brown made a video. She wants you to hold on a little bit so they can keep her stuff onto her contract end. I love you, Tabitha. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I don't even like Target. I think Target is too high. I think Target is ridiculous. I think Target don't have good quality of clothes. When Avery was little, I bought Cat and Jack. But adult clothes, their clothes is cheap. They look like somebody from the youth department when I was little is still buying their clothes. So that ought to tell you what I think about their clothes. They shoes, they not good quality. They really focus more on children's clothes. But you know what? I tried to tell y'all. I've been saying it. People get mad at me. Folks quit watching. They ain't gonna come around. But this is what I want to say to you all that's getting mad. Because it ain't happening to you, it's happening to me. And if you love me and you really saw what was going on, and you went over here just for me to teach you some biscuits and cornbread and bake you cakes, then you would support me. Yes, he did. Yes, Darius did tell her she was her own brand. We all knew that. But it's in the delivery, right? It's how you deliver stuff. But I'm not just talking about her. It's not just about one individual. It's about us collectively, Dr. Judy Allen. It's about the simple fact that we spending our dollars somewhere when we could open up our own stores. It's like, when are we going to realize that we were the cooks that created everything? I shouldn't have to be doing Black History every day. But Black History is 365. So if you're going to try to take it away, we're going to have to enforce it. You can forget the truth being taught. We know that he had already told the teachers, if you teach past 1876, you will not be funded by the government any money. We can't go to 1600s and the 1500s. They ain't going to let us do it. Also, we got to come and realize all these things that then he's coming against FEMA. He talked so bad about FEMA. He talks so bad about FEMA not doing what they supposed to do when we know half of the people in Mississippi live in FEMA trailers. It breaks my heart because it ain't going to just hurt me. I'll tell you a true story. And if I cry, let me cry. But it was some white people that live where I live. And they was considered poor white people. And if you were poor, now you got to realize how old I am. If you were poor, you lived over there with the black people. And we took care of you. And they named were the Lowe's and the Craigs. And the Lowe's didn't have no oven. So Miss Lowe would come and use my aunt and my mama's oven. Now, Harry and his wife, they didn't smell the best. And I think some other things was going on. But anyway, we learned to not pick at them, but to accept them over there with us. And she showed us how she learned how to make biscuits. That's why I told y'all, baby, I done ate biscuits, some best biscuits. My mama would not let us eat. When she came over, she'd tell my mama, take a biscuit. That woman could make the best biscuits. And she, and there were times she didn't feel good. She would take them biscuits and she would put them in a skillet and put water under and steam them. She'd cook them on top of the stove, then put a little grease in there, that skillet, and put them back in there and flip them over. And that's how she browned them. Those people were dear to us. And they was not accepted by their own because they were poor. And the Craigs, we went to school. And again, some people had to wear the same stuff. But she found me on Facebook. My friend found me. She don't live around here. She's still in Georgia. And she's married, got grandkids, and drive a school bus. I wondered what happened to her. And one day she stumbled across me. And I just was so glad to see that she still middle class. But she don't live the way they grew up. You can't help what you got. And we are accepting people. We've always accepted people. And when they had to live on our side of the tracks because you didn't have money, we didn't mistreat them. We loved them. We have a gentle, caring heart. I don't understand how you can say you're working for God and you're doing things for God and you're trying to oppress his people. I don't understand how you can hate me so much. Something God made. But you trusted me to give your baby my breast milk. Who in their right mind would let a slave take their dirty breasts out and put it in your baby's mouth? Who would line their pregnancy up with a slave so that you could use her milk to feed your baby and her baby go hungry? How can you trust me to cook your food, clean your house, and that wasn't good enough? You come in our bedrooms, we barely had somewhere to bathe, and you come messing with us. And then you come filling our guts full of babies that you knew you didn't want. Why you didn't leave us where we were? And here you coming with it again. I knew something was up. I saw Elon Musk do that Hitler salute. I knew. Hi, Hitler. I knew. He don't like him because his son is transgender. He got a son daughter. Elon Musk got a son daughter. Now you want to pull our stuff off of shelves. But we don't have no civil rights people. We don't have nobody to boycott. We don't have no Martin Luther King. I love Martin Luther King kids. He got a daughter that's got some of him in him. His son and the other ones, his girls had more of him in him than his boys. Martin Luther King III, no. You can forget it. He's soft. He ain't got it. Dexter didn't have it. The two, Yolanda did. Oh, Yolanda would have been a beast right now. Bernice got it. It was the girls. We don't have no fighters for us. We were bought, and we thought the grass was greener on the other side. We being pushed into opening up our own stores again. We got to keep the dollar in our own community. They don't want our money. We got to quit thinking we can't do it. We got to quit taking it sitting down. There comes a time in life you can't whoop your children. They grow bigger than you, stronger and everything. But if it's your house, you can lock them out. You can show them the way out. Especially when you got other kids you got to raise. You'll be like, I done all I can do for you. There's that door. Because I can't let you ruin the opportunity for the other children that's got to grow up and be nurtured in this same environment. I asked the question, can you survive in an environment that you've been hurting? Can you survive? They see that TikTok is being ran, all them black people over there, young black people, 20, 19, making more money than they will make. They trying to cut back, honey. They want to take back the minimum wage. They don't want nobody making no $13. They want us poor. And when you get poor, you got to depend on your government. And when you depend on your government, you're going to get a number. And it's going to be the mark of the beast. 666. If you believe the word of God, it said it. And if you don't take it, you ain't going to be able to get no food. You ain't going to be able to get no lights. You ain't going to be able to do nothing if you don't take the number. And they sent the census out, and all these cell phones and all these gadgets we got, they got tracking devices. So unless you go off the radar, they gonna know who you are and who's staying in that house. Dictatorship. And the saddest thing about it, I ain't the only one see it. People that voted for him already are seeing it. They gonna be like, what is this monster that we let in? I'm gonna tell you what happened. God don't share his glory. But see, I'm talking about where I live and we ain't gonna even focus. We're not gonna focus on that. That's not even important. But thank you. But what's gonna happen is God don't share his glory with nobody. And they kept saying he can help America, he can save America. All you kept hearing is them evangelicals, oh, he can save America, he gonna bring us out. What about God? You was hearing, baby, you was hearing all these preachers. Paula White running around and stole that church from them African Americans. That church belonged to them black people. And she up there talking about some black angels out of Africa coming. Angels ain't categorized like that. They angels. They angels. They not born of no flesh. That's why they can't be, they not redeemed. They not lived in sin. That was a lie. And they think he can save us, not God. That's Antichrist. And we sitting around him, just waiting. I told y'all. I said, anybody got a house in Mississippi? Anybody got some of them rundown houses they finna push over? I'll buy them. Did I not say that? Did a woman in Mississippi not get smart with me? I said, we need to go down there. Mississippi problem ain't Mississippi problem. It's our problem. You don't need to put 15 exclamation parts. I said it how I said it.
make this with this string. You can show them. Show.
I don't have to say evangelicals. I don't have to say any of that.
What I made was that. It's a long string.
I even braiding up some stuff with her string.
And what would be in?
That's right, Mother Joyce Anderson. Antichrist.
And long.
And I'm here to tell you, you better get you some kerosene. And you better get you some of them little lanterns that light up. The kind you can put in the sun and everything. You're going to need them. They don't want. See, Psalms chapter 9. Y'all remember? Verse 17. Yeah. The wicked shall be turned into hell and all nations that forget God. I love everybody. But y'all, I can't stand here and act like I don't see what's happening. My name ain't Betty Crocker. Y'all can't tell me what my career is. I told y'all to buy up canned milk, canned goods. I told y'all to put stuff you want. You gonna start realizing you ain't gonna be able to afford it. They gonna price us out. It's okay. Because I tell you, we can make something out of nothing. I'm trying to tell you. We can make something out of nothing. Keep grandmama house. I told y'all we all gonna end up having to live together. Somebody gotta have something paid for. And you may say, but Tracey, I don't understand that. If they gonna do this and this and this and that, how we gonna make it? That's how they made it in the old days. You can tell whose child was who. Sisters and brothers and their husbands and their kids, they shared bedroom. You might have 4, 5 families living in one house. My husband's family did. His grandmama and granddaddy, his mama and them, when she divorced her husband. The other sister and her kids lived there, and another sister and a brother. They all lived in that one house. The girls had a room. The boys, 2 sisters shared a room. And it was an extra. The brother slept on the couch. They did it. Eggs here, 18 count is 20. I won't be baking no more cakes. I didn't go to school. I didn't go to school. I didn't work in a lunchroom. I did not. That's something God blessed me with to help me with my income. Because he knew I was going to go through this. That's why I told y'all, give me stalls. I told y'all to get supporter badges. I was help buying groceries. To the help quit helping. We did it all 2024. Between groceries, these are things we need. Medicine and gas. And it's going to be a little while. We're going to have to suffer a little while. Oh, I got to pee in your house.
No.
Mm-mm.
Why you want curls so bad?
Because I want it. Put that over there. Plug it back up for a moment.
Where's the charger?
It's somewhere over there. A dozen of eggs is $11. I don't have to have eggs. Avery loves eggs. But if I never had given her egg,
cheese in it, it just goes in that stuff.
if I had never given her egg, she'd be all right. You can make an eggless cake. They are $1 each here. A dozen eggs is $1. Wow. Hey, Dandelion. I'm sorry. Target will never have my respect. For you to do that in 2025, I heard somebody say, is they still making people apologize in church in 2025? Now go ask that question now. People still getting hickeys in 2025? Stores are taking black folks' stuff off the shelves in 2025. Folks are coming against people's sexual choices And because they LGBTQ, you removing they stuff off the shelves in 2025. But you think I'm going to keep going over there to Starbucks, and because they swirled some caramel in a cup and shook some foam on it, you think I'm going to keep buying some Starbucks? Baby, you better think again. Go make your own Starbucks. Baby, you can make caramel on the stove. Take that caramel, swerve it around in that cup. Put your canned milk in there. Add you some different milk and shake it up. Stir it up together. Get your flavored coffee. Put you some ice in there. Put it in a blender. I don't care how you do it. Baby, show them that we too. You can make a donut. You can make cake donuts. You can. You just take out the middle and you got little donut holes. Rub them around in some sugar glaze. Go on about your business. My mama and them used to make donuts. I didn't know Dunkin', and I didn't know if the light was on at the other one, crispy or creams. I didn't know them. So I guess for me, I'm trying to figure out, if you think you're going to break this horse, I told you I'd be getting whipped every day. I'd be breaking their eggs on purpose. Get you some hen houses. Get out there and set them hen houses up. And them eggs is still coming out that same chicken. Don't go through that again. They test marketed us in 2020. During the pandemic, they put chicken wings up high. It was everything that we of color like to eat. They put chicken wings real high. I thought the chicken wings came off the chicken. They put eggs real high. I thought the eggs came out the same chicken that you done increased. But they didn't increase the price of the thighs and the legs. They did the things that people like. They knew we liked hot wings. Every race liked them. They knew that the eggs was a necessity for bacon and so many different things. Baby, let me tell you something. You could take the egg, you could take it and do whatever you need to do with it. I really don't have to have it. Like I told y'all, what's for dinner for me? A bologna sandwich. Now you sit back and you relax. The next thing you know, they're going to come for the Lyft drivers and the Uber drivers, and they going to tell them, y'all cannot own your Ubers and your Lyfts. You're going to have to run it through the United States government. Y'all going to have to make sure that each state collects and pay a tax for those type of things. They're going to look at that as transportation. And seeing that the United States of America was founded on transportation, I know I'm supposed to be ignorant. I know I'm supposed to be in the kitchen naive. And just because you're in the kitchen don't mean you're ignorant and naive. But I know that's where y'all want me. I know you think I know you lying. If you think I'm finna sit around and be in the kitchen 24/7 baking biscuits, you ain't got to ever come back over here. I am going to cook, and when I feel like cooking, I will cook. I will bake, and I will bless when I feel like it. I'm not finna do it. I'm not crazy. Some people I can give and give and give, and I never get nothing back in return. I never get a star. I never get a supporter badge. I won't get nothing. I can sit here and teach Bible study. I can sit here and teach y'all on Monday and Tuesday. Because you know why? We do just what's being done to us right now. Y'all bait people. When we first come out, when we go viral, y'all give us so much. My house was running over with stuff. I still got so much stuff in storage, I don't know what to do with it. When you get used to people, your money get funny. But I'm going to tell you this much. Quit watching me after I tell you this. You better get somewhere. Hold on to your money. Quit going on all these trips. Quit spending your money frivolously. Just because you got it now, you better take your money. And don't be like the book of Haggai said, that you're putting your money in a bag with holes in it. You better learn how to bust off a pack of hot dogs. They don't have to be Nathan's either. I don't know a Nathaniel about Nathan. Get you some. Get you some that swell up big so the kids think they got a big old thing. And a big old Winnie. And you better bust you up a can of Van Camps or Hormel chili. And when they ask you what's for dinner, you better go on and give them a hot dog with a bag of chips and some water. Call on Kool-Aid. Hey, Kool-Aid, Oh, yeah. And pour that sugar in there and get them some Kool-Aid and go on about your business. And when we run out of everything else, if they want to drink sugar water, that's on them. But water is good for you. You better get in there and get them kids and get all them toothbrushes while you can. And you better get you some baking soda. And you better learn how to make your own toothpaste. Cause baby, let me tell you something. Brush your teeth with some baking soda. It ain't going to take the stink off your breath. But baby, it'll clean your teeth. There's so many things you better go back and figure out what's going on. I'm not going to be the one to sit on here and just make you think that I got to sit here and keep holding. But didn't I tell y'all eggs was going to go up? Did I not tell y'all in November the eggs was going to go up? I said, watch, the first thing go up is going to be eggs. I'm going to have to go back and look at my own videos. Because y'all be acting like, no, you didn't. I don't remember. But you did say it was going to be a war. But you did say they're going to try to make us live together. You did say, don't sell grandmama house and her land. I'm going to go find my own videos. And I'm going to repost them. Because I know when God showed me something, I have to keep doing this. Because whatever I got and I had, it blistered my lips. So I have to keep on moisturizing my lips. It's nothing but Vaseline in a tube. Somebody came up with this idea from China. We could have stuck our own Vaseline in a tube. We too creative. How can you go from not learning? How can you be delayed 400 and something years? Get caught up. Warn. Tell you something. They sleeping on them Jewish people. That's who they want to knock on their door, but they know not to mess with them. Because Jewish people got more Nobel Prize than anybody else. They smart, they intelligent, they keep their money in their community. They scared to mess with them. And I ain't talking about y'all Hebrew Israelites that going around calling yourself Jews. I'm talking about them white Jews. They ain't gonna mess with them. Another group of people they ain't gonna mess with, they ain't gonna mess with the mafia. They're not going to mess with the Italians. They're not going to do it. And I'm so disappointed in Target because I know good and well there's a lot still more diversity people, products in their store. But they're under incorporations. I know good and well that there was no reason for you to pull that. You could have selected things and you could have pulled them and said based on your numbers, things weren't doing well. But I know that LGBTQ stuff was selling real good in Target. I know it. I know it because Atlanta has a big festival down there at Piedmont Park. And I know for a fact that stuff gets sold out, the t-shirts and everything. Now, when the Christian community asked them not to do that, they did not honor it. But as soon as 45, 47, you better get that goat soap. I don't know who that lady was that sent me that goat soap. But it's a lot of people on social media that sell soap. Another group of people, if they come for them, they ain't messing but with two groups of people. Blacks and Mexicans. They're not going to mess with the Quakers. And I knew. He got mad at that priest. Because that priest let him know everybody wasn't here for the wrong reason. That priest said, have mercy. That priest said, don't do them LGBTQs like that. Don't do the Mexicans like that. I'm not going back to Target. Because I got white people that's being done just as wrong as we are. Because they poor. My mama taught me well. They hurting too. This is about humanity. This is about taking us out of our environment and experimenting and see how much you can get away with. How much you can do to break us. There was a guy on TikTok and when they were battling, yeah, he didn't want to hear what that priest had to say. She asked for kindness. She just asked for kindness. There was a guy, and when he got through, he didn't win the battle. And this white dude told him, he said the guy had ocean green eyes. He was mixed, but he was mixed with something. It wasn't black and white. He said it like, I think he was from Honduras and something. But he was a pretty little white looking, I don't know. That man said, bend over. And he got a whip out. And he said, I'm going to whip you. I wrote in a comment, you better not. He said, Mama, comfort cooking, I know. I said, that's a disgrace to your descendants. You do not let that man. Now, the man couldn't hit him physically, but he was going to pretend. So then the white guy said, I'm going to get a belt. Bend your butt toward me. I'm going to give you 2 licks. He said, I'm not going to let you hit me with a whip. He said, Mama, I'm not. And everybody started writing in the comment, don't do it. But he turned it over and let him hit him 2 times with a belt. This stuff is deeply rooted that people still hate folks for the color of their skin. We sitting here losing. You might as well let your children, if they want to move to Thailand, if they want to move to Bali, if they want to move to China or Japan, you might as well let them. You might as well let them. Even on Facebook, the black content creators whose pages are out of algorithm, the black people pages, they won't open them up. The black people pages are the ones that they messing with folks' notifications, taking folks' supporter badges off. Every time you turn around, AI is writing something up. Willie put a comment up. His video was entitled Chat and Chew. And they flagged him and said, you are encouraging people to overeat. He never did that. One day I was live just talking to y'all. And we was talking about Black history and they dropped me. Then they came back and put my video up and sent a message saying, we apologize. I'm not trying to meet no content creators on here. Now, I've met some on TikTok, and I'm planning on meeting up with some. They big time. You know, you got celebrities that battle over there. But doctors and lawyers, when I was trying, that I have on here, and people just think you want something, even when they see the good. Even when we help the people in Kentucky, when the tornado tore that white lady house up, we sent money directly to her account. Y'all taught me, don't put my Cash App up, put theirs up. Buying groceries. We did it for a whole year. Paying light bills, helping with rent, helping with Christmas. But instead, people would rather take it, waste it, blow it, just to say, get her off. But then, a white content creator can come home and they have 34,000 people watching. Let me see what this says. Facebook making you friends with Trump without you requesting. Oh, really? He ain't gonna be my friend. I don't want to be his friend. Let me tell you something. Right now, as we speak, Facebook is asking, do I want to connect my page to TikTok? We were penalized for uploading our TikTok stuff. See, Dolores Harris said they went and suspended her for 180 days for something I didn't even know what for. I was growing too fast on Mama's Comfort Cooking. I was growing too fast. I was growing way too fast. And they won't tell me to this day why they mess with my monetization over there. I know we all struggling, but together we could have helped each other with groceries. Together we could have paid a light bill. Together we could have selected a mother or somebody and helped out. But we don't have, when we get on one accord, let me say this. How many people I got on here? I'm not going to hold y'all because I got so much research. But let me say this to y'all. And I did go support some black businesses and bought some pretty moo-moos. Let me tell y'all this. You don't have to go to the physical building. The church is you. But what you do have to do, we got to start talking to him wherever we at. We got to turn into our grandmamas and our great-grands. And we got to say, Lord, I need you to help me. That's what my grandmama didn't say, help. Y'all, I can't stop crying. But my grandmama would get on her knees. And she would be like, oh, Lord, I want you to help me. Oh, Lord, I want you to help me. I'm so angry. Because I'm tired of us helping people hurt us. You don't have to go to a church. But you do gotta pray. Because I be like, Lord, if something happened to me, what's gonna happen to my Avery? What's gonna happen to my Jury? I don't know. Where do you run? You run to the rock. You run to the rock. You run to the rock of your salvation. You run to the stone that the builders rejected. You run to the mountain. And the mountain stands by me. When the earth all around me is sinking sand, on solid rock, on Christ the solid rock I stand. When I need a shelter. When I need a friend. I'm going to go to the rock. If you don't go to church, just pray. I lay down before I let anybody hurt my family. I lay down before I bow down and do anything against God. I lay down. And I'm not going backwards. And it's not going to be no yaza and noza. I believe in mannerism. But I'm not going backwards. I watch these schools being built in subdivisions that we can't even live in the zone because they're out of our price range. They pricing us out. But God gonna turn it around. But we gotta be ready to move. We gotta quit operating in fear. Everything the cankerworms took, God is gonna restore. Let them have their video. Let them open up cases. Because criminals do things. Criminal minds think alike. Let them try to tear the people down that built this country. And if you ain't on a sure foundation, this world is not our home. We just passing through. And if our forefathers could pray and have the faith to believe one day, just like Moses didn't get to go in the promised land, and Martin didn't get to see where we are, but he had a dream. And he said one day, even the Lord let you know that one day the sheep Mm-hmm. And the lion, they were going to lay together. I know that there's good and bad. This is not about this. It's trying to remove we the people that are middle class. We the people that have held this nation up. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union and establish justice and secure this here world so that it would have its prosperity. We the people that they said do ordain and establish the Constitution for of the United States. We the ones that planted the cotton that made the city P. We didn't get to sleep on the mattresses that we made. We didn't get credit for the tater chips, the macaroni and cheese, the red lights, the first open heart surgery. We the people, middle class, that work your fingers to the bones. An 81-year-old lady I love that work at my store, a white lady, cannot retire trying to save a house for her kids to have when she lay down. And she love the Lord, and she say, baby, my prayers are wrapped up in your receipt. And I pray for her, and I deliberately touch her hand. Don't work yourself in no ground trying to have a house. If your mama got a basement, you better go remodel it. If grandmama's house still standing, you better go fix it before they tell you got to tear it down. File an insurance claim. Put insurance on it, then file a claim. Tell you need a new roof. You better stay put. I don't trust nothing right now. I don't trust nothing. I don't trust the planes. Because let me tell you something, we strong. Because you know, COVID was designed to wipe us out. They admitted it. First they called it the coronavirus. Corona been around. Then it was COVID-19 because they knew it in 2019. You can't trust your government. The mint govs, you can't trust the mint govs. If you see me say things backwards, AI, be listening. Backwards. You can't trust the middle govs. Then you turn around and you said that it would wipe out more people of color than anybody else. But it couldn't do it. We are strong. We strong. Look where we come from. We crossed the Red Sea. And didn't know what to do, no plans. Just had to stay there. The God parted it. If we get to praying, prayer changes things. Now, if y'all don't want these brick and mortar churches, then you better get somewhere and start praying in your bed. Pray in your car. Pray on your job. If you don't come telling me I work on Sundays, pray. I don't care what you're doing. I said we better start praying. If you can't bend a knee, do like me, roll on your side. But if we don't start using the tool that got us over the first time, ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't broken. So many people lost their mamas. Wasn't nothing wrong with their mamas. Wasn't nothing wrong with their daddies. And a virus was released. And China did us like dogs. China said, you black people brought that virus over here. And we over here blaming it on them. Because they make everything for us. And they got lab rats and everything else. But I'm going to get off of here. Because every time I try to feel good, I don't feel good. You may see me tomorrow. But I ain't going to stop talking. I will cook. But if my people which are called by my name, and that's Chronicles, the 7th chapter. If my people which are called by my name, 4 steps, humble yourself, pray, Seek my face. Turn from your wicked ways. 4 things. Let's just do 4 things. Humble ourselves and say, I need you. Pray. Seek his face. Pick up the word and find. Turn from your wicked ways. He said, then can I hear from heaven? I'll forgive your sins. And I'll heal your land. I love you. Say a prayer for me. Go before the Father and intercede. The enemy desires to sift me like wheat, but like you did for Peter. Say a prayer for me. For those that he's called, he'll surely equip to fight the wind and the waves, to captain a ship. I don't mind the storm. I'm willing to sail. Lord, cover me so that my faith won't fail. I love you. What I say to one, I say to all. Love your brother like you love yourself. What I say for one, I say for all. Love covers a multitude of faults. What I say for one, I say to all. I love you. Yes, I do. And I am on a mission, and I can't turn back now. I see y'all later, honeybees.